What's your concern?
I was just come to see what was, Kathy asked me to come see what was happening there.
Well, I appreciate your candor. Number one, it hit me like Steve just did. Yeah,
Hit you.
he hit me. I was bent down on my knees cutting that brace right there. I got Parkinson's coming on, so I got a natural shake. I'm not nervous. I have Parkinson's coming on.
Yeah.
So I was bent over there. Steve whacked me on the head. So to get my attention, he hit me. I didn't call the police. I have video of it. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not looking to put anybody in jail or get the law enforced or get the pound, get the animals impounded. Hear my words. The survey stakes have been driven behind the fence. The 4x4 on that wooden fence is in my yard. You can't see the survey stake because it's behind to the left of the 4x4. The fence, the survey line is on the other side of this telephone pole. The telephone pole is in my yard, which makes the fence mine. Hear my words. If they're claiming property to this fence in my yard, then I'm going to have them cover the cost of removing their fence from my yard. Hear me again. I'm going to have them cover the cost of removing this fence from my yard if it's their fence. Okay? You seem like a logical guy, so I'm going to give you I want you to be able to tell Kathy what I'm saying, because Kathy yelled at me, made demands, left mad. The last time I talked to her, when she made demands, left mad, and all that stuff, I was giving her the good news. You want a hedge line for privacy. Well, Kathy, look, I'm going to put a 6-foot privacy fence up, pretty white vinyl fence, pretty on both sides. I expected her to be happy. I'm working with her. I thought I was giving her privacy. That's when she started making demands. You won't, you can't, I won't allow. And she screamed and left mad. I'm not mad. I'm talking. I'm cordial. I'm a friendly neighbor. I want to help. I want to work together. Please hear these words. You can claim adverse possession as she is. You can claim it all day long. Claim, claim, claim. You have to take that claim sometime in the 50-year span that this fist has been here. You have to have taken that claim, adverse possession, to the courts, to the judge. The judge weighs, is it yours, the adverse possession? Well, okay, yes it is. Just let's say yes it is. Then the judge, based on their judgment, I guess, will issue a new survey stake be planted on the fence. Now you have adverse possession granted by a judge, and the new survey stakes will be applied. You can't just claim adverse possession and never go to court on it. It's not civil case, anything like that. It's adverse possession. Go to court, get a judge to agree on it. Now you have a judge saying, yes, you do have adverse possession, and it's now your property after judgment. There's been no judgment, and she's had 50 years to do it, in her own words. The survey stakes are there. This is my fence. I undergone this. Here's another thing. I would stop and give her the conversation, but I'm already out like almost $8,000 getting this far. I can't just stop and say, oh, she didn't tell me until after I cut the trees down that her 13-year deceased husband had planted those trees. My heart goes out. But she didn't tell me that till after. Can't back it up. So back to my fact. I have a permit from the city, permitted by the survey stakes. So I have a work permit. I have the survey. The fence is mine. They called the police on me. The police have said, they got to stay neutral. So they said, quote, we can't stop you from taking it down. But if they give you any trouble, call us. We will sit on site and babysit them so that you have no more trouble from them. And she said, well, she's going to not be able to contain the dogs, I understand that might be an issue, but see, hear me. I want to work with you too. I got the temporary fence there just to keep a boundary, you know, so the dogs can still run free. But just maybe for half hour here and there, I might need, you know, when the fence guys get here and they start putting the fence in, you know, work with me. I'm sorry. I appreciate your ear. Would you like to say anything?
Well, I know I used to live here. My parents bought this house. We lived here back in the 80s, and I know that the lines, that was just, we just went with it. That's what it was. I mean, we had it surveyed and when my parents bought it, and everything was supposed to be right.
Back then. Well, I don't.
80s, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the survey got there now. Of course,
Yeah, I don't either. That's strange to me.
But somehow or way it's become fact because that's the survey stakes. And I mean, you can walk back there and look behind the fence on the left side of the 4x4 holding that corner of the fence. There's a survey stake there. So in all rights, I can cut that 4x4 out of there and put my fence right up to theirs. And you know, but I'm, you know, depending on how we get along, frankly, I planned on just building up to it. Leave their fence alone, just build up to it, and then come down, you know, like the survey says, stay on that side of the telephone pole. You know, we got to do something with that and these bricks, you know, and make a line into this survey stake. So yeah, this corner's got to go out. We got to recut this somehow. And I don't want to leave them in the dark. I don't want to just cut it and go on. Your problem. Hey, I'm tearing it down. Let me fix it up right again. But they've threatened me with trespass. And I went to the sheriff, you know, and they said, well, have you trespassed? No. Are you going to trespass? No. Fence is on my yard. I'm removing their fence off my yard. They said, well, there's no issue. So that's from the sheriff, you know. There is no issue. And then they called the police out here, of course, the county police, and they sided with me in saying that we'll babysit them if you want us to, if you feel threatened, like Steve just hit me. Not real hard and all like that, and I don't think he's a threat, I guess, in the future. But bottom line, I don't want no trouble, but here's the thing, the fence is going in. The fence is going in. You got the permit, building permit from the county, and the survey stakes show us right where to put it. There's no issue at all, except that they never claimed adverse possession in a court, had a judge rule on it, and took possession of what they're claiming is theirs. They never did. You can't just verbally claim, you know, like you know, it'd be like me saying, okay, that from that building over here, you know, I've lived here 50 years. And, you know, you can claim it all day long, but you've got to act on it. You got to go through the court system to have them agree with the argument. One side's going to win or lose. And they've never been taking it to court, so they have absolutely no case.
I don't think there was ever a reason to take it to court. That's the thing, because that's the way it was laid out. That's the way it was staked. And then the fence was here. I mean,
but there's a stake. There's a stake in, you know, they put the wooden ones in. Yeah. Right next to that, there's a, you know, they drive the metal one way down in there.
Yeah.
They painted the top of that too. You know, put the wooden one, you know, so I could find it.
Yeah.
So it's staked. Like I say, on the other side of that 4x4. It's man, I hate to even say there's an argument, you know, but there is no argument. They have no case. And the last thing I want to do is bring any trouble on this family. You know, even Steve, you know. And I could have talked to Kathy like this, but when she screamed and started making demands, I just shut my mouth, and then I don't want to talk to them anymore. And I don't until she approaches me the right way and far-reaching, maybe even apologizes.
She'll be here in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, warn her that I'm videoing everything, and for my protection, I hate to say, she has no argument. You know, the only thing she can do is get in trouble with the police. You know, if she starts doing things wrong.
Well, I hate it. Guys should be able to get along.
Oh, I do. Oh, believe me. Believe me. There's nothing. It's a neighbor.
Yeah.
I'm always here for my neighbor. You know, that old lady over there. Golden. Do what you want. Do what you want. Thank you for letting me know. That man over there, I cut the trees out of his yard. I paid for it. I cleaned up his yard, so my fence would sit right. He loved me for it. Do I owe you any money? No, no, no. My project, my cost. New fence, the law, new fence shares with the neighbor. They get 50% the benefit of my fence, you know, so they should cover by law half the cost of the fence. Am I asking for that? No. I don't know how I could be more friendly, legal.
Oh,
Yeah. I hate that they're trying to put you in the middle of their argument, you know.
I'm just trying to look out for them and try to keep peace.
Yeah, yeah. And I so appreciate that. I hope you have a different opinion of me now.
Well, I'll get with her and she'll be back here
Right,
sometime here in a little bit.
right,
You
right.
guys can work it out.
I hope so. Well, God bless.
Same to you.
Yes, sir.